Man, the Eagle season has been nothing short of a roller coaster. And if you've been following the squad closely, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every game brings its own drama, its own highs and lows, and right now, the buzz around our offense has reached a fever pitch. Let's start by talking about our wide receivers because they've been quietly making history this year. Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown are inching closer to that 5,000-yard milestone, and it's been exciting to watch. A.J. Brown is just a handful of yards away, maybe around 38 or so, while Devonta Smith is trailing not too far behind, sitting at roughly 58 yards from that benchmark. The way I see it, both of these guys deserve to hit that milestone, especially on the road against Buffalo. It's a chance to solidify their names in Eagles history, and after some ups and downs earlier in the season, particularly A.J. Brown struggling at the beginning, it's incredible to see both of them finding their rhythm just at the right moment. Sometimes stats matter, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I care when my players are about to reach historic numbers. It's not about chasing 15,000 yards every year, but feeding your wolves, letting your best players shine. That's what this game is about. There's a sense of tradition here, a respect for milestones that not only motivates the players, but energizes the fan base. You can look back a few years to the Super Bowl season when even Brent Selleck came close but didn't hit 5,000 yards, and it shows you just how rare and impressive these achievements are. This is why letting our Iowa receivers reach 5,000 in the next game matters. They've earned it, and it's the kind of moment that fans remember. Moving past the receivers, the whole conversation around the tush-push has been heating up again, and honestly, it's one of those plays that sparks debate among fans and analysts alike. Cam Jurgens recently spoke out in support of keeping it, saying that it's still part of our bread and butter. But let's be real for a second. The play hasn't been working the way it used to. 60% conversion rate isn't enough when the league has adapted and defenses are ready for it. The execution has faltered, and part of that is on the offensive line not being what it once was. The chemistry isn't there anymore. The push just isn't as effective, and you can see it on the field every single time we attempt it. It's not just a question of skill. It's about timing, trust, and health. You put your quarterback at risk on a play that consistently underperforms, and it's hard to justify keeping it in the playbook. Traditional runs, handoffs to SAQUON Barkley or Tank Bigsby, and even well-designed QB sneaks offer more consistency and reduce the risk of injuries piling up. Cam Jurgens has to understand this because the old line that made this play a staple isn't out there anymore, and continuing to rely on it could hurt more than help. There were moments where even inches away from a first down, the play seemed forced and unnecessary. The reality is, fans notice when a play is out of rhythm, and the criticism isn't just noise, it's a reflection of what's happening on the field. Coaches see it too, but the question becomes, do you adapt or cling to tradition? Then there's Josh Johnson, and man, this guy continues to be a topic of conversation for all the wrong reasons. After a game where our backups dominated, he made some comments that honestly had no place in the conversation. This is a career journeyman who has spent the majority of his time as a third-string quarterback, bouncing from team to team. To see him act like he's got some authority to talk trash to the Eagles is laughable. Let's be honest, the only quarterbacks who can carry that kind of energy are proven MVPs, Super Bowl champions, guys who have demonstrated their worth on the biggest stages. Josh Johnson isn't one of those guys, and the bravado coming from him only underscores the difference between a player with accolades and a player trying to find relevance. Our backups prove themselves on the field, executing flawlessly, and to have him step up and talk big after a crushing loss just doesn't make sense. The Eagles' defense and secondary showed why you never sleep on quality backups, and the lesson here is clear. Respect has to be earned on the field, not by throwing words around after a single game. Speaking of defense, Quan Mitchell has been quietly dominant, and it's frustrating to see him not getting the recognition he deserves in fan voting for the Pro Bowl. The way the system has evolved, the casual fan heavily influences voting, and popularity often outweighs performance. Quan Mitchell's stats speak volumes, allowing very few touchdowns, covering some of the league's top targets, and constantly putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Yet, in the fan-driven metrics, he doesn't even crack the top 10. It's a problem that highlights the disconnect between casual observers and those who actually watch the games critically. You can see it reflected in other votes as well, with players like Lane Johnson receiving high rankings despite missing games due to injury. It's a reminder that the Pro Bowl, at least in the current era, has become more of a popularity contest than a true reflection of talent on the field. The All-Pro selections, which rely on expert evaluations rather than fan opinions, tend to tell the real story. Fans mean well, but without a deep understanding of game nuances, they often vote for the most visible names, missing the impact of players like SAQUON who quietly dominate week in and week out. It's a point of frustration, but also a talking point that fuels debates among fans and analysts alike. The casual voting approach distorts the narrative of who truly excels, and it underscores why veteran observers value all-pro designations over the spectacle of fan-driven selections. Now, turning back to the offense, the evolution of our wide receivers has been fascinating to watch. Both Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown have displayed resilience, bouncing back from mid-season slumps and injury setbacks. Their route running, combined with precise timing and a growing connection with the quarterback, has reinvigorated the passing game. It's not just about yardage. It's about situational awareness, catching difficult passes, and maintaining consistency under pressure. Each game, they continue to build momentum, and their ability to respond to defensive schemes, read coverage, and exploit gaps is a testament to both their skill and preparation. Watching them operate in sync, whether in quick slants, deep routes, or crossing patterns, has been a highlight of the season. It's one thing to talk about statistics, but it's another to see how these athletes execute in real time, adjusting dynamically to defenders and creating opportunities that often don't show up fully on the stat sheet. The work ethic is evident, and it's reflected in every catch, every contested play, and every yard gained. Meanwhile, the Eagles' offensive line continues to be a focal point of discussion. Injuries, shifting personnel, and the natural ebb and flow of a season have affected cohesion, particularly in plays like the tush-push. Without the original line that made the play so effective, the nuances, timing, and power that once defined it are no longer present. It's a challenge for coaches and players alike, requiring adjustments to schemes, play calling, and risk management. The team has experimented with different formations and handoff strategies to compensate, and the results have varied. This ongoing evolution is a testament to the team's adaptability, but also a cautionary tale about over-reliance on plays that don't fit the current roster. The coaching staff faces the delicate balance of leveraging past successes while accommodating present realities. In the defensive backfield, Kwon Michu's presence cannot be overstated. His ability to read plays, anticipate routes, and neutralize threats has been a cornerstone of the Eagles' secondary. Opposing quarterbacks are forced to hesitate, adjust, and sometimes rethink entire sequences when he's on the field. This type of impact isn't always visible in highlight reels or basic stats. But for those who study the game closely, it's clear that Michu's performance fundamentally alters offensive strategy. His consistency, discipline, and football IQ make him one of the most underrated players in the league, and it's a real shame that fan-driven Pro Bowl voting doesn't capture this nuance. As the season progresses, the interplay between offense and defense, stars and backups, and traditional plays versus evolving strategies continues to define the narrative around the Eagles. Fans are witnessing both historical milestones and tactical debates unfold simultaneously. Each decision by coaches, each execution by players, contributes to a larger story about adaptation, skill, and perseverance in the NFL landscape. Whether it's milestone yardage, contentious plays like the tush-push or the recognition, or lack thereof, of standout players, the Eagles season is a rich tapestry of moments that demand attention, analysis, and sometimes heated discussion. Now, moving forward, it's impossible to talk about the Eagles without diving into the ongoing quarterback discussions and how our backup players are proving their worth. The idea that only starters matter is fading fast. Every week, we see how depth can change the course of a game, and Josh Johnson's remarks only highlight that contrast. He's out there trying to make noise, acting like his experience gives him credibility. But the reality is that our backups have shown they're more than capable of stepping into high-pressure situations and performing at a level that keeps us competitive. It's not just about filling in. It's about executing plays, reading defenses, and staying composed under pressure. And while some might underestimate their contributions, fans who truly watch the games can see the difference. Every successful snap, every effective handoff, every timely block adds up, and it's the kind of detail that separates casual commentary from real football insight. Offensive line performance has been under the microscope all season, and rightfully so. There's no question that injuries and shifting dynamics have challenged the cohesion that made certain plays like the tush-push effective in past seasons. Watching Cam Jurgens and Tyler Stein attempt those plays without the same support highlights how integral timing, coordination, and communication are for execution. Even small misalignments or a fraction of a second delay can turn a successful play into a missed opportunity. The line isn't just about raw strength. It's about anticipation, synergy, and understanding each other's movements in real time. As fans, we often focus on the results, but the intricacies behind every snap are just as critical. Adjustments are happening constantly, from handoffs to pitch passes, and every coach is evaluating how best to leverage the roster's strengths without exposing vulnerabilities. The emphasis now is on traditional runs, measured QB sneaks, and strategic play calls that maximize efficiency and minimize risk. Shifting back to the receiving core, Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown are showing why elite wideouts are invaluable. Their ability to create separation, adjust mid-route, and track the ball in contested situations is extraordinary. This isn't just about statistics or milestone yardage. It's about influence on the game. Their presence forces defenses to allocate extra attention, opening opportunities for other players and fundamentally altering the way teams plan against us. Watching them thrive against tough defensive schemes demonstrates not only physical skill, but also mental preparation, film study, and adaptability. These are the traits that separate good receivers from great ones, and the fact that both are approaching 5,000 career receiving yards adds a historical layer to their performance. Achieving that milestone in the next game would be a testament to resilience, determination, and consistency over multiple seasons. The conversation around the Pro Bowl and player recognition continues to be a source of debate. Quan Mitchell's exclusion from the top 10 in fan voting is emblematic of a larger issue in football today. Casual fans, while passionate, often lack the nuanced understanding required to evaluate player performance accurately. They see big names, media hype, and highlight plays, and then translate that into votes. Meanwhile, players who dominate consistently but quietly, who influence the game subtly yet profoundly, get overlooked. Mitchell's coverage stats, his ability to shut down key targets, and his consistent impact on the field are staggering. Yet the fan-based Pro Bowl system doesn't capture that. It's frustrating, but it also emphasizes the difference between performance and perception. All-Pro selections remain the gold standard for recognizing excellence because they rely on expert evaluations that weigh the intricacies of the game. Mitchell's recognition there, even if delayed, is a reassurance that true talent eventually gets acknowledged. But the broader issue with fan voting reflects how popularity can sometimes overshadow merit. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Shockwaves are rippling through the NFL as whispers grow louder about SAQUON Barkley's future. Sources close to the star running back hint at a seismic shift. Barkley is reportedly ready to part ways with the Philadelphia Eagles. The news has sent fans, analysts, and insiders into a frenzy, speculating what could drive one of the league's premier talents to make such a bold move. Barkley, known for his explosive agility and game-changing runs, has been a cornerstone of the Eagles' offensive strategy since joining the team. Yet, murmurs suggest that a combination of contract negotiations, team dynamics, and personal ambitions may be steering him toward new horizons. Insiders indicate that while Barkley has a deep connection with the Eagles fan base and city, he is increasingly evaluating opportunities that could maximize his career longevity and championship aspirations. The rumor mill has ignited discussions about potential landing spots for Barkley. Teams with dynamic offensive lines and playoff ambitions are reportedly circling, sensing a rare chance to acquire a running back of Barkley's caliber. From coast-to-coast speculation ranges, with franchises known for aggressive moves suddenly seen as possible suitors. Analysts are debating the fit, imagining how Barkley's trademark explosiveness could reshape an offense and become the centerpiece of a title run. Meanwhile, social media is ablaze. Fans are dissecting every post, every interview, hunting for clues that might confirm the move. Jerseys are being scrutinized, locker room dynamics analyzed, and every sideline glance replayed countless times. The Eagles organization has yet to make an official comment, maintaining a wall of silence that only fuels the frenzy. Sources suggest that talks are ongoing behind closed doors, with discussions that could determine not just Barkley's path, but the strategic future of the Eagles roster. If Barkley does indeed leave, the ramifications would ripple across the league. The Eagles would face the challenge of redefining their ground game, while other franchises would scramble to position themselves as the ideal landing spot. Speculation ranges from blockbuster trades to strategic free agent acquisitions, each scenario shaping the NFL landscape in profound ways. For now, the league holds its breath, waiting for confirmation that could mark the beginning of a new chapter in SAQUON Barkley's already storied career. The story is far from settled, but one thing is certain. If these rumors hold any weight, the NFL is on the brink of witnessing one of the most talked-about player movements in recent memory. Fans, analysts, and players alike are bracing for the fallout, knowing that whatever unfolds could reshape the balance of power in the league. SAQUON Barkley's next move isn't just a story. It could be the spark for a new era in professional football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.